Eli Morgan stared out the passenger window of their old gray Honda Civic as it rolled past the worn "Welcome to Briarfield" sign. His mother tapped the steering wheel like she was following the beat of a silent rhythm. Rows of identical houses with white fences and trimmed hedges passed by, each one pristine and quiet. It was the kind of town where people waved for no reason. Eli didn't wave back. He wasn't in the mood. "You all right?" his mom asked, shooting him a quick glance before returning her focus to the road. He gave a noncommittal shrug. "Yeah, you're going to be just fine," she said, trying to sound more confident than she felt. "I've got a good feeling about this place." She always said that. Every time they moved. This was their third relocation in 4 years. Her recent promotion meant more money and steadier hours. But for Eli, it just meant another goodbye. Another uprooting from the only life he had just begun to rebuild. He'd left behind his best friend in Milwaukee. His favorite boxing gym. The one with battered mats and punching bags that reeked of sweat and old bleach. Most of all, he was leaving behind familiarity. Again, they approached Briarfield Middle School before he felt ready. The low-slung buildings sat nestled under old oak trees, a parking lot curling around the front like a lazy river. Students huddled in small groups near the entrance, laughter and murmured conversations drifting in the air. Eli's stomach tensed. Not from fear. From exhaustion. He didn't want to be looked at, didn't want to be sized up. Being the new kid always came with that pressure. Some kids were curious. Some were cautious. But there were always a few who saw a difference and treated it like a threat. His mother parked and cut the engine. She turned to him with softened eyes. "I know it's tough, but you know who you are, Eli. Don't let anyone take that from you." He nodded and unbuckled his seatbelt. "And if anyone gives you a hard time," she added with a slight smirk, "you know what to do." He chuckled. "Breathe deep and stay calm." "Exactly," she said. "Your uncle would be proud." Eli stepped out, her words etched into his mind. Control is everything. Real power isn't throwing punches, it's knowing when not to. He'd trained long enough to understand that. Inside, the school was a blur of scuffed sneakers, unzipped backpacks, and the low murmur of teenage voices. But Eli noticed the pause, the quiet moment when conversations dimmed as he walked past. That moment where people noticed but hadn't yet decided. In homeroom, the teacher, a woman named Ms. Landry with wireframe glasses and a no-nonsense tone, gave a short introduction. "We've got a new student today, Eli Morgan. Let's make him feel welcome." A few glances. A nod. That was it. He took a seat in the back row, trying to disappear. But disappearing never came easy. By third period, he'd already mapped out the school's ecosystem. Who commanded attention? Who slipped through unnoticed? Who had followers, and who did the following? There was Leo, loud and stocky with a buzz cut. Noah, tall, thin, with restless eyes. And Cade, the one with braces who laughed at everything. They hadn't spoken to Eli. They didn't need to. He recognized their type, the way they hovered around the edge of your space, waiting to break in. At lunch, Eli grabbed a tray and found an empty table near the windows. Alone suited him. No talking, just time to think. He was mid-bite into what barely qualified as lasagna when a boy in a red hoodie appeared. "You knew?" the boy asked. Not aggressive, just curious. "Yeah," Eli replied. "Cool. I'm Malik. You don't have to eat solo, man. You can sit with us anytime." Eli gave a nod of thanks, but didn't move. Malik smiled and walked away. A small gesture. One Eli would remember. Minutes later, a different voice broke the quiet. "Hey, is that your mom's lunch?" Eli looked up. Leo, with Noah beside him and Cade trailing behind. Noah smirked. "Maybe he doesn't speak English," he said. Cade cackled. Eli returned to his tray. Silence was power. Leo leaned in. "What's in the bag, man? You a black belt or something? Gonna do a flying kick?" "I'm eating," Eli said calmly. "Say what?" Noah stepped closer. "You say something?" "I said I'm eating." Then, with a casual slap, Noah knocked Eli's milk carton to the floor. Milk spilled across the linoleum. Eli inhaled once. Held the breath. Malik appeared again, stepping between them. "Back off. Relax," Leo drawled. "We're just saying hi. Didn't look like that." Noah sneered. "What? You gonna cry for him now?" Ms. Grayson, the lunch monitor, spotted the spill. "What happened here?" "Just a spill," Leo said, already walking away. Malik grabbed napkins and helped clean up. "You good?" Eli nodded. "They'll keep coming," Malik said quietly. I know. And they did. Every day, something new. A jab, a muttered insult, a nudge in the hallway. They weren't trying to break his body, just his composure. But Eli held steady. That only made them try harder. In gym class, they played dodgeball. Eli played fair. Not soft. Not flashy. But when his throw took Leo out cleanly, everything shifted. Back in the locker room, Leo's voice rang out. You think you're slick, huh? Noah added. Kid thinks he's special cause he can throw. It's a game, Eli replied evenly. Nah, Cade chimed in. You made Leo look dumb. I didn't make anyone look dumb. He got hit. They left, shoving past him. But it wasn't over. Friday afternoon, Eli took the long way home. Behind the school near the old bleachers, he spotted them. Leo, Noah, Cade, and Malik. Malik's backpack was still on. His stance said he wasn't backing down. You always gotta play hero? Noah taunted. You always need someone to pick on. Eli walked up, silent. Malik glanced his way, but didn't speak. Oh look, Leo said. Backup's here. Noah shoved Eli lightly. Eli didn't stumble. Don't do that again, Eli said calmly. Or what? You gonna cry? Eli moved. Quick. Controlled. He caught Noah's wrist mid-motion, turned it just enough, then swept Noah's feet from under him. Noah hit the ground. Not hurt. Just down. Silence followed. You good? Eli asked Malik. Malik nodded. Eli walked away. That night, at dinner, his mom asked why he was late. Stop with a friend, he said. Everything okay? He paused. Yeah. Monday, the school felt different. Not louder, just more aware. Leo and his crew were quiet. No whispers. No smirks. Kids stared. Teachers watched. Malik sat across from Eli at lunch again. You trained, he asked. 8 years. Uncle taught me. Dang. You dropped him like a ninja. Didn't drop him. Redirected. Still, calmest dude I've ever seen. Stories spread. Some claimed Eli flipped Noah through the air. Others said he broke someone's arm. None of it was true, but Eli didn't correct anyone. He didn't want attention, but it came anyway. Ms. Landry pulled him aside. I heard there was an incident. You okay? I didn't throw a punch. Sometimes, it's what you don't do that matters more. Coach Barlow said the same thing. Strong people don't need to prove it. Eli nodded, remembering his uncle's words. Weeks passed. The tension in school thinned. Fewer jokes. More eye contact. Even Cade kept his distance. Then, during science class, Leo approached him. Hey, he muttered, almost embarrassed. I suck at this tower thing. You good with straws? Eli blinked. People think I got it together. I don't. I just say stuff and they laugh. Doesn't mean I know what I'm doing. Eli stood and followed him back to the project. No words needed. Later, the counselor approached him with a flyer, student voice circle. Real talk. Real change. I want you to help lead it, she said. I'm not a leader. You don't have to be loud to lead. He joined. 12 students. 2 teachers. Honest conversations. Eli barely spoke at first, but when he did, they listened. He quoted his uncle. Strength isn't about how fast you strike. It's about how much you can carry without letting it change who you are. 2 weeks later, an email came. From Noah. Apology. Just plain text. I was wrong. You showed me what strength looks like. I'm sorry. Eli didn't respond. But the next day, they passed in the hall. Noah gave a nod. Eli didn't return it. But he didn't ignore it either. That was enough. By spring, the culture at Briarfield had shifted. Kids called out cruelty. Teachers listened better. Miss Landry pushed for peer mediation programs. Eli didn't want credit, but he was part of it. As he left school one afternoon, the counselor stopped him. Thank you. For what? For showing us who you are. Not just what you did. Outside, the air felt lighter. Not because everything was perfect, but because Eli had made it through the part most don't talk about. Not the fight. The silence afterward. When people decide who you are, Eli didn't need to decide. He already knew.